What is up everyone? Hope you guys are doing good. This is Somnath Gaudar from Future Coders. In this video tutorial, we are going to be building this responsive pricing plan section using HTML and CSS. As you can already see that this build is going to have this title top section and this paragraph text, and at the down we are going to have these three pricing cards, and we are also going to add this smooth hover functionality as you can see over here. You are going to learn how to use Flexbox to make this alignment as you are seeing over here, and also you will also learn how to make this responsive. Let's have a look at the responsive build of this section. Let's right click and hit on inspect. So this is how it's gonna look in the last screens. Observe, if I reduce the screen size, as you can see it's still responsive, and if I reduce it further, as you can see the pricing plans actually switch to column, and if I reduce it, as you can see this is going to be completely responsive. It's still gonna look good in the small screens. So guys, this is what you are going to learn in this video. The most important thing is making it responsive, making it look good in all of the screens. Hope you guys like it. And if you want to improve your HTML and CSS skills and want to learn how to build responsive websites, please make sure you subscribe to our channel, and also don't forget to leave a like on this video. So without wasting any time, let's jump into building this. So inside our index.html, I have already linked the local CSS file, and the title is going to be responsive pricing section. Let's start building it. Inside the body, we are going to have a section. Inside this section, we are going to have a div with a class name of pricing. Inside this, as I said in the demo version, that it's going to have a top section where it has a title and some lorem text in the paragraph tag. So here I will define a div with a class name of pricing underscore underscore top. Inside this pricing underscore underscore top, we are going to have an h1. It's going to say choose your plan. Right after the h1 tag, let's define a paragraph tag with some lorem text. The lorem text is going to be this one. Of course, you can use any lorem text, any dummy text. Okay. Now, right after this, now we are done with the pricing top section. There we have it. Okay. Now it's time to build the pricing items. In the demo version, as I said, there were three pricing cards, right? So here we are going to define a separate container for that. A div with a class name of pricing items. It's going to be items. Inside this, it's going to contain, let's add some comment, single price item. Now we need to define the single pricing item. So the single pricing item, let's make a div with a class name of pricing item. So here each and every price item is going to have an h3. First one is saying startup. Right after the h3, we are going to have a paragraph tag. It's going to say perfect for small less than 10 team. Okay, that's it. That's what it's going to say. So inside the pricing item only, right after the paragraph, we are going to have a pricing section. Right, it's going to show the price. Here I will make another div with pricing item underscore underscore price. First it's going to have a span with a class name of dollar. It's just going to contain the dollar symbol. Next, inside the another span tag with class name of price, it's going to contain the actual price inside, and the span tag, it's also going to have a class of period. Okay, period is going to be the per month, this one. Okay, there we have it. Okay, now it's time to add the information. The pricing item actually has some information about it, right? So here, after this div, we are going to have another div with the class name of pricing item info. The first is going to be, it's not going to be the div, it's going to be the unordered list. Okay, inside this we are going to have a list. First one, it's going to say 1 GB of space. Next, support at 25 per hour. And finally, the third one, small social media. Okay, that's it. And each price item is going to have a button that's going to say choose your plan. Okay, that's it for the single item. Now I am just gonna copy paste these up to here 2 more times. That's because we are gonna have 3 pricing cards, right? So here 1 time, and this is the second time, total 3 times. And this next, the second is not going to say startup, it's going to say enterprise, and the third one developer. And let's also change this third one to 99, second one price to 49. Let's leave the first one as 16. Okay, that's it. Okay, there we have our all of the required HTML. So this is how it's gonna look without the CSS, guys. Now it's time for the magic of CSS. Inside the CSS file, first I'm gonna use a custom font from the Google Fonts. Let's go head over to Google Fonts. I'll be using a font Poppins, this one. Let's import the, let's say, light 300. Let's close this for now. Regular 400, medium 500, and finally I need the bold 700. That's it. At the top, let's click on this, head over to import and copy this import code and paste it inside our CSS file. That's how we are going to import the custom fonts from the Google Fonts. Now let's close this. Okay, now it's time for our cleanup process. Let's select everything and set the margin to 0, padding to 0, box sizing to border box, and let's also set the font which we imported. That's going to be font family, that is Poppins, and a fallback font of sans serif. Okay, there we have our font being applied. Okay, now let's target the section. For the section, I need to set the background color as this blue color, 3F5 1 sorry 3F, okay, 51B5. Okay, that's going to be this blue color. Okay, now let's target this pricing class which is containing all of these pricing top, all of these items. Let's target that. So I'm gonna set the width to 100%, and I'm only going to use the 980 pixels max width, only the 980 pixels of the whole screen. And let's also add some padding 5 rem to the top and 0.875 rem to left and right. There we have our padding 8.875 to the left and right and padding 5 rem to the top, and margin 0 and auto to align everything centrally, not this centrally, the whole container actually. There we have it, the whole container is now actually centered. Now let's say I remove this margin 0 and auto. Let's see what happens. As you can see, it's not centered, right? That's why I need to use say margin 0 and auto. Okay, once we have that set up, let's target the pricing top. Observe guys how it's gonna transform everything. The pricing top, first of all, let's change the color to white. There we have it. And I need the text to align centrally, so text align center. Okay, now it's aligned center. Now let's target the h1, which is present inside the pricing top. And for the h1, let's set margin 0 to top and bottom and 8 rem to the left and right. It's not necessary, but okay, it's okay. Let's also add some margin bottom to bottom of 1 rem, so it leaves some space between the paragraph. Letter spacing to 0.3 rem. Okay, the space between the letter is going to increase. Once we are done with the h1, let's target the paragraph. That's going to be this one. And for the paragraph, the same margin is going to be 0 to the top and bottom, 8 rem to the left and right. And I'm also going to change the opacity to 0.7 so that it looks some little bit grayish. Okay, now let's target the price items. Actually, the price item, this container is actually holding these price item, individual price item. So let's target the price items. Now it's time to use our Flexbox, guys. So here I will say display of flex. It's going to make everything come in a row, and justify content to center. Okay, now let's also add gap between these. As you can see, these are actually stacking or crashing on each other, right? Let's add some gap of 1 rem all around. So it's gonna add some gap, a slight gap of 1 rem. And I'm also going to add some margin to the top of 4 rem. Okay, there we have our space being applied. Okay, now it's time to target each and individual price item. Let's target the pricing item. For that, I'm gonna say background color of white. Okay, there we have our background color as white. Padding inside 2 rem. Okay, and border radius of 0.5 rem. Okay, now let's target the h3. That's going to be this one, which is inside the price item and this h3. Okay, I need to remove this. Okay, and for the h3, let's change the color first. That's going to be a little bit, I think, greenish or bluish. That's going to be this one. Okay, let's increase the font size of 2 rem. Sorry, that should be 1.3 rem. Let's also add some letter spacing of slight letter spacing of 0.1 rem and margin to the bottom of 0.5 rem. Okay, there we have it. Now it's time to target this pricing item price, which is going to contain this one. Let's target that. For that, let's add some padding 2 rem to the top and bottom, 0 to left and right, so that it leaves some space. and font weight to bold. Okay, now let's target the price, this 16, or these numbers which we have given a class name of price, right? So for that, the price font size is going to be big for rem. There we have it. Let's add some letter spacing of slightly 0.1 rem. Okay, now let's target this dollar symbol, which we also gave a dollars class. Okay, let's increase the font size to 2 rem. Okay, and let's add the vertical align to top, so that the dollar symbol actually go align in the top. Okay, now let's target this period, which we also gave a period class to that. Let's target that. For that, font size of 1 rem, a slight letter spacing of 0.1 rem. That's it for the pricing. Okay, now let's target the info section, which we are having these one. For that, I need to remove the bullet points list style to none. Okay, bullet points are gone. Let's set the color to gray. Padding bottom of 2 rem. Okay, now let's target each and individual list items from the pricing info and add some margin bottom to 0.3 rem, so that it leaves some space. Okay, now we are done with that. The only thing left now is the button, so let's work on that. The button is we can target it by saying pricing item button. Okay, let's do that. Pricing item, not pricing info. Okay, pricing item button. I'm gonna set the background color as, let's say, this one. Okay, I don't want the outline, so none. I don't want the border, so none. I'm gonna add a padding of 1 rem all around, width of 100%, border radius of 2 rem, and finally the color of white. Let's also add the hover effect for the button. So when I hover on it, the background color should turn to black and the color of the text should be white, and the cursor also should turn to pointer. That's it. There we have our hover effect. Okay, the only thing now left is adding the responsiveness. So here, as you can see, if I reduce the screen size, as you can see, it's not responsive, right? So I'm gonna target, let's right click, I'm gonna show you. Let's right click and I need to find a point. Let's say, okay, let's say if I target screen size less than 768 pixels, and they should turn to column. So let's do that. I'm going to target a screen size less than 768 pixels. There is our code. Okay, let's bring it over here. Okay, now let's add a media query. Media, when the max width is 768 pixels, for the pricing items, flex direction is going to be column. By default it's going to be row, right? That's why it is showing in a row. If I set it as column, observe, if I reduce the screen size, as you can see, now they are in a column, guys. I also need to fix these. Let's go head over to our, okay, here that should be pricing top h1, right? This one, pricing top h1. Let's target that. In the above I added a margin, or let's say padding, right? So here I think it should be margin, so I'm just gonna remove the margin. Let's set it as 0. That's it. And I also need to fix this p paragraph, which is inside the pricing top, and I also need to clear out the margin, and I need to add the margin to top of one rem so that it leaves some space. Okay guys, that's it. That's our responsive build completed. That's how we can make our website responsive. There we have it. So guys, that's it for this video. Hope you guys learned and hope you guys enjoyed building this. If you want more videos like these in which I teach you how to make these little sections responsive, it's going to help you a lot in making your website responsive and practicing your HTML and CSS skills. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Okay, that's it, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.